Hello and welcome to Mathematics Made Easier channel. This is your favorite mathematics tutor, Comfort Amwakon Atan. I welcome you all to today's class. If today is the very first time of you joining my class, a special welcome goes to you. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please look down there and click on the subscribe button to subscribe. Then also click on the notification bell to be updated whenever I upload any new tutorial. Thank you. All right, so for today, I am going to take you through the state's curriculum according to the South Carolina state's math curriculum, right? Some of the priority standard and some new things. So just relax yourself and come along with me for today's class, right? Okay, so today, as I said earlier on, I'm going to take you through the state's curriculum, right? Good. And I'm going to open to the Rubicon. That is where we have the state curriculum. Rubicon, right? Rubicon. I hope I'm sharing this because recently I always struggle a lot. When after sharing, I get so many feedback. So I don't want the same thing to happen again. So I hope I'm sharing it and I wouldn't have to struggle after this. Let me make sure. Let me stop sharing and share it again. Here. Come up here. All right. There you go. Okay, so let's hope so that our screen is being shared. Ah, there you go. So how do I share the other? Oh. Yeah, we are learning everything. We are learning every day. So I'm just happy I got this today. So what is my motive of doing this today? Because most of my students will be writing their maths state test on Monday, which will be on the 20th, right? Yeah. 20th. So I'm doing this to help them as they revise their notes. And it also help my teachers, my colleague teachers, right? Oh, what is happening? Let's go to our regular. Oh my God, what is really happening? Okay, let's select this one. Okay. Oh. Technology. Bad master. Let's just go with our usual interface, okay? Okay, so with our usual interface, the first one, with the first standard we have, these are the various standards for the year, okay? For 6th grade. So we have whole numbers, you have integers, you have rational numbers, you have ratios or proportions, you have expressions, we have, now let me close it. After that, I'll take it through one after the other. This is a unit calendar for the year. We have expressions, we have equations, we have inequalities, we have statistics, statistical analysis. Then we have area value or surface area. Then end of year review, right? So these are basically the standards that you are supposed to cover in 6th grade before moving or writing the state test, because technically you don't even know where the state test covers. Usually it covers everything under the curriculum. So, but for each standard, we have the priority standard. You are obviously they are supposed to cover everything, but we have the priority ones that you have to lay more emphasis on it. All right. So under this, it has been broken down for you for the key vocabularies. That's under whole numbers. We have the factor, greatest common factor, least common multiples, distributive properties. So the kids are supposed to get all these things. The key vocabularies, the content, that is using the standard algorithm or the long division method to divide numbers. Then also treating greatest common factor, least common multiple, then a distributive property with them. And the skills are supposed to acquire are over here for you to see. So these are the skills as opposed to acquire after the lesson. Then under this further, let's go further. We have the core learning experience, right? These are the core, and you'll get all these things from the big idea book. Dividing whole numbers, prime factorization, greatest common factor, least common multiple, and factorizing or factoring what expressions. You get all these things from. And then these are the learning targets. So that at the end of the class, kids are supposed to get all these things. Students will be able to divide two whole numbers using an algorithm, which is the long division approach. Students will be able to find the greatest common factor between two numbers less than or equal to 100 or 100. Students will be able to find the least common multiple of two numbers less than or equal to 12. Students will be able to factor out the greatest common factor between a sum of two numbers using the distributive property. Right, and the supplemental resources can use the IXL, Ingenuity, Khan Academic, Khan Woods, and quizzes to emphasize learning or emphasize what reinforces learning. Good. Then we have the extension of learning. We have this material for extension. Usually you give it to students who have high the advanced students, because they are able to finish with everything within a minute, and after that, what next? So you're supposed to get a backup for them so that it really engages them. It will engage them in class, because when they finish their work early, they may distract others. Of course, they don't have anything to do when they finish early. So you have the extension of learning, so resources there to help the teacher, or you also give them as homework to reinforce this learning. So that is under whole numbers. So you're supposed to know this. You're supposed to know the key vocabularies, the learning targets, and you go about with your students. All these resources are there. Then after the whole numbers we have, and especially we have the spacing. Rubicon has the space now for you. This is week 2 to week 3. That is what you're supposed to do, week 2 to week 3. And that you have the whole numbers. Then it comes to the integers. Integers 2. Integers 2. Under integers, you have the unit introduction, unit topic. Okay, so standards in this unit will establish an understanding of relationship that exists among positive and negative representation of integers. So we have the standard 6NS5, and that's a priority standard P. So all these ones are important. All these standards are important, but the priority standards where they will be assessed on. And that's the priority standards will understand that positive and negative representative of a number are opposite in direction and value. Right. Use integers to represent quantities in real-world situations. For example, you have debts, you have gaining, We have below sea level, we have above sea level, we have sea level, right? So all these ones, you use real numbers to represent what negative and positive values. So you help the students to get all these concepts. Right, then we have the key vocabularies: integers, quadrants, opposite, zero pair, additive inverse, and absolute value. Absolute value. Okay, what do you have again? So all these ones are there for your kid. Then you come to the core learning experience. That is where you can get all these ones. You can get it from the Big Idea books. Big Idea books over there. Then you have learning targets, supplemental resources. All these ones are there for you. So, teaching the United States is so easy because all the resources are available for the teachers, right? Yeah, all the resources are available for the teachers to use. So, teaching the United States, very easy. Yeah, you don't need to stress out yourself so much. Good. Then we have IXO. You can use the IXO, Ingenuity Khan Academy, Kahoot, Quizzes. All these ones are there. Then extension of learning resources are also there for you, the teacher. Right? Okay. So let's see the extension. Let's just look at it. Okay. Look at the extension. And that's all right. Let's see. All right. So that's the extension for under this topic. We have the extension that will help the advanced students or kids that will finish with whatever you give early. They will do that, or you can give us homework to reinforce learning. So all these ones will help the kids to understand better whatever you're teaching. Okay, now let's go on. I wouldn't take much time because I am super tired. All right, so we have rational numbers. And the rational numbers, we have the unit introduction, we have the unit topic. We have all these standards and the rational numbers. Standard 6NS1 computes and represents quotients of positive fractions using a variety of procedures, right? That is visual models, equations, real world situations, and other things. So fractions, you can use so many things to teach rational numbers. Then the priority standard under this standard is 6NS9. That is investigates and translates among multiple representations of rational numbers. That's under fractions, decimal numbers, percentages. Very important that you teach these kids. Then we have the academic vocabulary. The key vocabularies here, we have fraction, we have decimal, and we have percent. That is that and rational numbers. All these ones are there for you to teach, but the priority standard is where the focus, much focus should be laid on. If you have more time, then you can cover everything. These are the skills that supposed to also gain after the standard. Then we have the assessment. You see, teaching in the United States, so simple. We have assessment for you to give. We have underperformance matters. We have the test idea, everything for you. Hey, everything can be found in the Big Idea books. All these ones can be found in the Big Idea books. The learning targets, everything are there. It's all plenty, and you're supposed to finish this within 2 days. So focus on the priority standards. My advice, though. Then look at the extension of learning resources, right? To reinforce learning. Okay, let's go on. So we are done with the whole numbers, we are done with integers, we are done with rational numbers. We come to ratios and proportions. Ratios. And that is what I did today to review it with my kids. I have packets for them. I did packets for them and the ratios, study guide, and also we do the review packet. And it's a summary of everything under ratios. So we have the topic and we have the priority standard here, P. 6RP3, apply the concept of ratios and rates to solve real world and mathematical problems, right? Good. Right. Oh, so you have the key vocabularies here: ratio, equivalence ratio, rates, units rates, constant of proportionality. All these standards you're supposed to cover, but within 2 days. So you focus on the priority standard. Usually the priority standards try to summarize bits from every part of from all the other standards. And you can get this from the big idea books, everything with examples, with the real life applications, with assessments, everything can be found in big idea books. Then we have potential instructional strategies. You have the visual models, you have the tape diagram, you have the tables, double number lines, equations, and dimension analysis. And the learning targets are also here to guide the teacher and the students. And supplementary resources are all here for the teacher to use. We have extension of resources. Also, let's see the extension of resources under ratios. Is my light on? Excuse me. Yeah, I think it's now bright. Okay, so this is the extension of resources, enrichment, and extension. You have nice questions here. So most of the time, it's a real life application where you apply whatever you've learned, and it's so good. Right? Okay. Let's move. Okay. So you are done with the ratios and rates, right? Then move to expressions. We have just some few remaining. I'll use less than 5 minutes in addition. We have under expressions. We have the unit introduction. We have the unit topic, and you'll be able to get all these things right. Right. So this unit builds on understanding the order of operations and the property of operations from previous courses. Students will apply this knowledge to numerical and algebraic expressions. They'll use properties of operation to determine if expressions are equivalent and apply the order of operations to simplify expressions. The unit also introduces variables to represent unknown quantities and apply them to real-life situations. The unit introduces students to foundational algebraic concepts built upon later in this course and subsequent courses. So all these ones are there, just trying to explain the use of the units and what this unit entails. So we have you have all these standards, but the priority standard is standard 6EE1.4. Apply mathematical properties like the commutative property, associative, distributive to justify that two expressions are equivalent. So most of the times, I remember in one of the SEOD questions, they gave some questions and they asked whether this is commutative or, they mentioned some of the properties, and students should be able to identify whether this was commutative, associative, or distributive properties based on the question. Yeah, the key vocabularies also here: algebraic expressions, coefficients, constants, equivalent expressions. What again? Let's see. Factorize an expression like term, variable. All this one, and the skills to acquire after the lesson. Everything is here to help you. Right? Okay. And we have the extension of learning and assessment. We have work here for you. All these ones too can be found in the big idea book. The big idea book is our mathematics Bible. And the learning targets, we have the learning targets over here, but focus on the priority standard. You have supplementary appraisals, there's Edipuzzles, you have vocabulary, and it's also a very good mathematics site vocabulary. a software that helps you to reinforce your vocabularies, and it's really good for kids to understand the key vocabularies in your lesson before you begin the lesson. So that is that for expressions. Then we move on to equations, right? We have two more. I am hungry. We move to equations, right? Okay. So equations, all right. Okay. That's that. Equations too, we have what this unit introduction, we have what this unit entails, right? This unit introduces the process needed to write and solve equations with 1 and 2 variables. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division be used to solve equations. The properties of equality for mathematical operations are reviewed and used to create solutions. Equations in 2 variables will be solved using tables and graphs. And yeah, so these are also very simple to understand. Students will solve and write equations in 1 and 2 variables. They'll use a variety of methods to solve equations, including mental math, inverse operations, and the properties of equality are used to find solutions. Solutions to equations in 2 variables, dependent and independent variables, to be created using tables, right? So all these ones are there for students to use. And the priority standard is write and solve. That's this one. Write and solve one-step linear equation. One step, just one step. Linear equation in 1 variable involving non-negative rational numbers for real-world and mathematical situations. Then, priority 2, investigate multiple representations of relationships in real-world and mathematical situations. And the key vocabularies, we have equations, we have inverse operations, we have dependent variables, we have independent variables. Yeah, all these ones are key vocabularies that students are supposed to be able to define, right? Okay. Let me see. Okay, so these are the key vocabularies. Equations, inverse operations, dependent variable, independent variable, equations in 2 variables. Then isolate the variable. Then these are the skills as opposed to gain start the lesson. Assessments there for you. The learning experiences, we have learning targets, supplemental resources for you, Edpuzzle, Excel, Khan Academic, Kahoot, quizzes. All these ones are there for you. Big idea books. It is so good. That is that for equations, right? Then move on to inequalities, right? We have 2 more remaining. So these are this under inequalities. Okay. So that is everything under it. You should know how to read. In this topic, so inequalities and equations, the only difference is the inequalities involve the signs. That's all. A less than sign, greater than sign. These are the priority standard. External knowledge of inequalities used to compare numerical expressions to include algebraic expressions in real world and mathematical situations. So just use a sign, less than, greater than, to compare expressions. That's all. In 7th grade, students will finish learning inequalities with, okay, all right. These are the key vocabularies: integers, negative numbers, inequalities, right? Contents, they're supposed to learn all these things. And the skills they're supposed to gain assessment for you, learning target, supplemental resources, not the extension of learning. Extension. Guys, I'll be learning Spanish. I'm learning Spanish, so very soon I'll be speaking in Spanish. All right, now let's come to statistical analysis. I'll be speaking Spanish. Right, so this is under statistical analysis. So you guys can read up as I'm just trying to bolding it for you to be able to read. Right, all these ones are there for you. Oh God. Now the priority standard. Use standard as mean, median, mode, spread, range, interquartile, range, mean, absolute mean, mean absolute value, and a shape. You should be able to know how to describe the shape of a distribution. So that is the priority standard. Now you have the key vocabularies over here. Right. We have the core learning experiences. From the big idea book, learning targets, mean, measure of center, mean absolute deviation, everything for you. And the supplemental resources and the extension of learning. So guys, you have no excuse to say that you don't have anything to learn. You have all these things on your computers. That is referring to my students. If you don't have this on your computer, you can always Google it up. Area volume. So you can just Google IXL, then input the standard in it, and you get every question on it. Area, volume, and surface area. That is introduction. That is a unit topic. Let's go straight to the priority standard under this. Let's see. Okay, so we have used visual models, model by Parkin to discover the formula for the volume. That's rectangle prism, rectangular prism. Are the same for the whole or fractional edge length. Apply this formula to solve real world and mathematical problems. So just use blocks to prove that the sides of a rectangular prisms are equal. The lengths. Then apply the concept of polygon and coordinate plane to real world and mathematical situations. Unfold three-dimensional figures into two-dimensional rectangles and triangles. You need to find the surface area. For example, we have trapezoid. You can just get a triangle and rectangle. So you have to unfold them to get a net of those shapes to be able to find. Since students are aware of the 2Ds, you build on it to help them find 3Ds. Key vocabularies are also here to guide you. Sorry, I'm so tired. I just had to do this for my kids. I'll finish very soon, right? Yep. I think that's the last one I'm doing. Can get this from big idea. Good. Learning targets about everything for you here. All right. Supplemental resource extension, IXL, Kahoot, Khan Academy. All right, guys. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I'm so super tired, but you still need to learn. No excuses, right? No excuses. So these are the this is the curriculum. You have the project standard, you have the learning targets, you have everything for you. The resources are there to help you, the teacher, to make your work so easy for you. Right. Okay, so I hope this tutorial was helpful. Go back to the video, take your time, look at the standard, look at what you'll be assessed on. and look at how to guide you in reviewing your notes. So we'll meet again. I stay safe and let her kill it for the SU Ready Masters. I believe in you guys. I trust you. I hope you guys will kill it for me. Shoot your best shot. I love you. Bye. Finish with the test and let's celebrate this together. Right. Bye bye. I'm so tired, guys. So sorry.